Io is getting hot. Has NASA detected alien-made rock on Mars? Starbase Tower number 2 gigantic flame trench. ESA is detailing its moon ambitions. CNES targets full rocket reusability. Vast space station completes a huge milestone. Launches of the week. I'm Christophe Paget from All About Space, and this is your space update. Let's start the week with a focus on our galaxy. NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory sent a probe called Juno back in August 2011 to study Jupiter and his moons. I will not provide a summary of what Juno has done since then, but I wanted to stress an interesting phenomenon recently observed by Juno on one of Jupiter's moons, Io. Now, Io was always known to be highly volcanic, but recently, during two really close flybys, Juno detected a volcanic hotspot in the southern hemisphere thanks to the Jovian Infrared Auroral Mapper instrument, or GRAM for short, managed by the Institute for Space Astrophysics and Planetology situated in Rome in Italy. This was the most powerful volcanic event ever recorded on the most volcanic world in our solar system, according to the scientists. So much so that the event saturated the sensors not only on one area but on several areas around the south hemisphere, with lava areas more than 5 times larger than the previous highest recorded eruption in Io. An eruption of this magnitude is likely to leave long-lived signatures. Juno will use an upcoming, more distant flyby of Io on March the 3rd to look at the hotspot again and search for changes in the landscape. Earth-based observation of the region of the moon may also be possible. Since 2021, and after roaming around Mars for 32 kilometers or 20 miles, NASA Perseverance rover has just stumbled upon the most intriguing discovery yet. After NASA enhanced the received images, we can clearly see a perfect square-shaped object, typically indicative of man-made or alien-made origin. This is quite remarkable to see such a rock so far from home. The sample, named Silver Mountain, is now safely stored in a titanium tube. NASA explained that it's one of 26 samples to be collected by a future mission to bring these valuable items back to Earth for analysis. Could this strange rock hold the key to Mars's biggest secrets? Well, we will have to wait at least 10 years before we get the answer. At Starbase, at its production site, the aft section of the Starship 35 is joining the party inside the mega bay for assembly. This is the ship for flight test number 9. A new PES dispenser to load the Starlink satellites into the Starship has been constructed. It joins the newly fabricated white box on your screen, which we will surely see in action in the coming weeks and months. Inside the Star Factory, we could see further progress on the nose cones of the next version 2 starships. Here is a better view on the progress of the deluge system for the launch mount of Tower number 2. At the launch site, we have seen pretty much the same as previous weeks, meaning work on Tower number 1 for the next flight tests, as well as the new Tower number 2 and its surroundings. Thanks to our colleagues from NASA Spaceflight, we can now see the progress on the Tower number 2 flame trench from above. It's a very big trench they have dug in here. ESA set out a strategy beyond 2030 called the Terrae Novae 2030 Plus strategy roadmap, with the ambition to explore low Earth orbit, the Moon and Mars with European astronauts. Although ESA has this huge ambition to have the first European astronaut landing on the Moon before 2030, a goal somewhat difficult to achieve, they will focus their effort on autonomous moon landing capabilities in cooperation with international partners. The crew will actually be landing on the moon via the Artemis program led by NASA, using the Lunar Gateway and the SpaceX Human Landing System. Europe would then support with goods delivery on the surface of the moon. To achieve that, ESA has selected the European Lunar Module on the left-hand side of your screen, called the Argonaut, with the primary aim to bring to the lunar surface a combination of cargo items, scientific payloads, and small robotic rovers. ESA mentioned that Argonaut will offer Europe an independent access to the moon, with regular missions planned from the 2030s. Thales Alenia Space in Italy has been awarded the lead of a European consortium to build this versatile lunar descent module. The lander will be launched by an Ariane 6 as expected. You may remember this channel talking about the project Callisto, where JAXA, DLR, and CNES are working on a reusable first-stage rocket towards the end of 2027. According to EuropeanSpaceflight.com, the French space agency CNES is now soliciting industries to develop not only a reusable upper stage, but one for a heavy lift rocket. Early this week, CNES released his plan for his reusable upper stage demonstrator called Project Démesure, short for Démonstration Étage Supérieur Réutilisable. They explain that the project is aimed at a two-stage rocket capable of delivering 20 tons to low Earth orbit, similar to an Ariane 6. However, the demonstrator will be sized down with an incremental approach to the system's development. This is another demonstrator showing how Europe is increasing its effort to catch up with this competition in making space more affordable and therefore boosting space economy. VAST has the ambition of building a space station for private use, such as space tourism, and for supporting the space agencies around the world with a space lab for bespoke experiments in microgravity. VAST has already completed its Haven 1 module structure some weeks ago and moved it to its test facilities in Mojave. They have then carried out pressure testing using dry nitrogen, simulating localized launch forces with 36 hydraulic actuators. The results from 64 strain gauges channels, pressure and temperature sensors inside and outside the vehicle have concluded that the structure was not leaking and the structure strength was demonstrated. The next step is to work on a flyable article with manufacturing and testing of the flight primary structure by July 2025, vehicle integration, including subsystem manufacturing and testing by December 2025, finishing with the environmental tests by March 2026, in time for the Haven 1 module launch sometime after May 2026. So VAST has made very good progress. February 1st, SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 from California for a Starlink mission Group 11-4. The first stage flew for his 17th time and landed on a drone ship. February 2nd, MHI launched a H322 rocket from Japan for his mission Michibiki 6. February 4th, SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 from Florida for a Starlink mission Group 12-3. The first stage flew for his 21st time and landed on a drone ship. On the same day, SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 from Florida for his mission Worldview Legion 5 and 6. The first stage flew for his fourth time and landed back to site. February 5th, the Russian Space Forces launched a Soyuz 2.1V Volga from Russia for his mission Cosmos 2581. In summary, from January 1st until February 6, 2025, 26 rockets were launched successfully. Out of that, 17 were from an American company or institution, 1 from Japan and 1 from Russia. I leave you this week with a picture from the Hubble Space Telescope of the LIDA 132-905 and a supernova named SN 2022 ABVT. What a name! Are located in the constellation Sculptor, some 400 million light years away from us. It is remarkable that at such a long distance, our telescopes are still capable of capturing such a faint light. In fact, the supernova SN 2022 ABVT has exploded, as supernova does, and was picked up by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS for short, designed to target asteroids, and one asteroid detection mechanism is a sudden change in light, also created by supernova explosions. So I'm sure you would agree it is important to track asteroids, especially if they are heading to Earth. But why bother detecting supernova? You might be interested to know that researchers are using the change in light caused by such a destructive burst of nuclear fusion to measure precise distances to other galaxies. I don't know about you, but I always wondered how scientists could know, for example, that such a galaxy, LIDA 132905, is 400 million light years away from us. Well, now we know. Thank you for watching your channel all about space. See you at the next episode of Space News.